that's the thing in the morning. Is some good coffee. That's what you need when you start your day. Is some Bass Pro Shop coffee. Sponsored by Bass Pro Shop. Just kidding. Anyway, what is going on, guys? It's Matt Fishing here, and we're back with another tutorial video. Well, it's not really a tutorial video. It's more like what you should do when you begin fishing. So this video is more for beginners and amateurs. So we're going to start off with fishing gear. Which kind of fishing gear should you start off with if you're a beginner, an amateur? So a beginner, you know what I mean, is more for fishermen, not for a person who goes fishing like once every month. This is more fishing gear for a person that fishes like 3-4 times a week, just get into fishing, or a person that is already in the fishing and wants gear that's not as expensive than buying like a $400 rod, because I can't even afford a $400 rod. I mean, not that I would go buy a $400 rod, but I would. Anyway, let's get into the rod. So my go-to rod that I actually just bought last year is this rod. We don't hit the ceiling. This is a Rapala rod. It's a Rapala Shadow Elite. This thing is 6'6", has a nice reel on it, and I got this for actually at Canadian Tire on sale for $39.99. So this rod is a medium action rod, 6'6". It is freaking amazing. The bend on it, the reel on it, this thing is awesome. So what I have on here is I have an 8-pound test. And with the 8-pound test, I use it for panfish, bass, stuff like that. But you can also use this for pike fishing. I've actually caught my biggest pike last year on this rod. So it can be used for pike fishing. I would more recommend it, like, it's an all-use rod, so you can use it for pike, you can use it for bass, you can use it for walleye, but I mainly use it for walleye and bass. I will catch pike on it, and we will have a video actually this year that'll show you what this rod can do for pike fishing, so it's pretty good. Besides, this rod is actually like, it's an all-use rod. You can do anything with it. I've actually caught some channel cats on it too. So I paid $89.99 for this rod. Or sorry, no, that's a mistake. This rod was on sale for $39.99, but the retail price for this rod is $89.99. And I got this at Canadian Tire. So they have other rods that are Rapala, but this one is the best. They got a 3.5 rating. So a lot of people are like, oh, the end snap and stuff like that. Don't listen to that. I've had this rod for about 6 months now, and it works like amazing. The reel still is great, everything like that. Perfect. So I would recommend starting off with this rod. So my second choice for rod, if you guys are into, say, you're in the States or you're in a different area where there's bigger fish, I would recommend this rod. Just give me 1 second here. So this rod I bought actually at Walmart. Actually, yeah, my line's not all tangled up here. So this rod, I've put this rod through everything, okay? And the price of this rod, oh yeah, let's go to the name. So the name of this rod is the Shakespeare Tiger, and I bought it at Walmart for $29.99. I know, $29.99, Casey. You're probably like, oh, that rod's probably crappy. Honestly, I've put this rod through everything: rain, mud, dirt, anything, you name it. And this rod still performs perfect. Like, honestly, great. I love this rod. And this rod, it's an 8-foot medium heavy rod. And the rod gets like, I don't know, it's, I can't even explain it how good this rod is. For $30, guys, $30. Again, $30. This rod just performs great. Like, I've caught big pike on this. I caught a 12-pound channel cat on this thing. And the drag and everything was set perfectly. It's just awesome, and an all-around rod. But I would recommend this rod for bigger fish. So when you're going for big walleye, you're going for big bass, you're going for big pike, channel cats. This is my actual. I don't really use it for bass fishing and walleye fishing. I more use it for my channel cat fishing because it's an 8-foot rod. It's medium heavy, it performs great. So if you want to get into bigger fish, actually a lot of guys, when I was reviewing this rod, before I bought it and after I bought it, a lot of people use this for sea fishing. So when you're actually catching, big tarpon and all that crap, a let fun fish, those big fish down the sea. This is actually a really good rod for that too. So, with that being said, let's go with the reel. So this reel, I bought at Canadian Tire. Okay, so you don't, honestly, when you're starting out, you don't need an expensive reel. You don't need a $100 reel. You don't need a $200 reel. They're great. They work great. This reel is a $40 reel. Okay, and I bought this at Canadian Tire. And the funny thing is, actually, we'll get into a little story here. So why this has no rod with it is because I was an idiot and I was buying this reel and the rod combo for my girlfriend. So I wanted to buy them separately. I was like, I want to get a good reel and a good rod. So me, not thinking, went and bought a Rhino rod. You know, those tough rods, like ugly sticks, you know, they don't ever break. I bought it, didn't really pay attention to it. I bent it. I was like, oh, this is a good rod. You know, being quickly at it, I ended up buying a bait casting rod, and I bought this. To throw it on, I was like, oh, something's not right. And then I was like, realized, yeah, I bought the wrong rod. So, yeah, I gotta get rid of that. But this reel is Daiwa, $39.99 at Canadian Tire. This thing works amazing, and the reviews on this, it's a 4.6 stars when you go look this up on eBay, Amazon, Canadian Tire. This reel's great. It's an awesome reel. It's 3.1 bearings. Thing works amazing. I oiled it up last night. Works. Oh, she's golden. So, like I said, look at the reviews, but don't always follow the reviews because when I bought that rod, it got a 3.5, like my shadow there, and I've been using it. Works amazing. It's just how you use your rod and your reel. A lot of people who have bad ratings for it is because they didn't use it properly. So just keep that in mind. So next thing that I like to do is nets. So you got your rod, you got your reel. Oh, no, we're gonna rewind. We'll do with line. That's the line that you should use. And we're gonna do another review on the line. So this is Trilene line. This is 14-pound test, and this is for my other big catfishing rods. So don't just go, oh, he's using 14-pound test, let's go use that. So what I would recommend for a medium action rod, like my shadow, I would recommend 8-pound test to 10-pound test, depending on what you're going for. So if you're going for some bass and you know you're catching little bass and some panfish and stuff like that, 6 to 8-pound test works great. If you're going for some bigger bass, some bigger walleye, and some bigger pike, I would recommend 10 to 12-pound test. But Trilene is my to-go line all the time. I don't use braided. I don't use any of that fancy stuff. I paid $8 for this. Trilene, I've never had a problem with it. It's amazing. It's super strong. I got the XL smoothing cast. It's amazing. So Trilene, you can get cheaper line that can work too, but I would recommend this. Is not a bad price. You can get this is 300 yards for, I think it's like $8.89, and you can get 110 yards for like $4 or $5. So just keep that in mind. Trilene, remember that. Trilene. All right. So you got your rod, you got your reel, you got line, but you still need something. So if you catch a big fish, how are you gonna get it in? Some docks you can't really reach, you can't really get down there, so you need a net. So my first net that I bought was this one, and I paid about, and this is a Frabill. Am I saying that right? Frabill net. It's that mesh net. Okay. You know, I use this net a lot, and I started getting problems with it. So this net is like $20. Okay. It's good for beginners. Don't get me wrong. You know, if you're using it, I wouldn't recommend it unless you really know what you're doing, because I caused a lot of problems with it. It will get the fish in. You know, it's tough, really strong, but it will get knotted up. So when you catch your fish, I had a pike that twirled the whole thing. You know, your lures will get stuck in it, stuff like that. So I wouldn't recommend this net. Just saying, when you're going to look for nets, yes, keep $20, but I wouldn't recommend it. So what I would recommend is a rubber net. So right here is a Lucky Strike rubber net. This thing has a big hole, and it also comes out like that. I paid 40 bucks for this. This thing is amazing. I've used it. So this, I just bought this year. I haven't used it yet, but I used one 2 years ago when I was fishing, and no hooks got set in it, nothing. Like, it worked great. You scoop the fish out, take the hook out, the hook gets stuck in it, it's easy to get out. The fish don't get stuck in it. It's actually easier on the fish than using one of those. You don't want to harm the fish, so I'd recommend you can get this down in Canadian Tire for $39.99. You can get it at Walmart for actually either cheaper or the same price, and you can get it at Cabela's, Bass Pro Shop. So I'll leave all the links below for all this stuff that we're going through, so you know where to go to get it. But yeah, I would recommend a rubber net over one of those other nets. So yeah, you might have to spend a little bit more money, but rubber nets are the way to go. It's better on the fish and it doesn't hurt them. So remember that, rubber nets. And then also this is good for storage because you can sit it in the back of your car, truck, anything, and it's good to go. So now you got your fishing rod, you got your reel, you got line on, you got your net ready to go, and you need, what are you gonna fish with? You need fishing gear, right? So what I got here, actually we'll go with your tackle box. So I had a regular tackle box before, the 3 tray, the 2 tray, the 4 tray, the regular tackle box. I don't have it on me. It's in the back and I don't feel like we'll get it. So your regular tackle box. When you open it, you get your tray box, okay? So I was using that for the last 2 years. And I found myself constantly cleaning it. I went through rain with it, dirt and stuff, and I'm just constantly cleaning it, and then it gets the mildew, and you gotta, you clean it. That's all you have to do is just, clean it all the time. I hated it, and I was like, I want to look for something that's better, something that's waterproof, something that, I can keep more storage in it, because a lot of my lures, got rusty. It ruined my lures like crazy. So what I got here is I got Plano tackle box. So this thing, honestly, is amazing. So as you can see, that's not my tackle in there. It's just a couple things in there. So it's a zipper bag tackle box. So you have a pack right here, up front. And you got 3 pouches that come with it. It's waterproof, by the way. So not only do you get, this, so you get your bag tackle box, but you're like, oh, where does the tackle go? Well, hold on. And I can fit all this stuff in here, by the way. So you get these little boxes here, and it comes with these little things that you can change. So if you want to put hooks and stuff like that, as you can see, and they're waterproof, guys. See, as you can see, I put it like that. I got my hooks and stuff like there. I got different lures. I'm a little unorganized here, but I got my hooks. I got my bobbers, slip bobbers. I got my little froggy here. Stuff like that. This thing works great. I haven't tested in the rain yet, but we're going to. And I would recommend this if you're going, whether if you're the kind of fisherman that goes out in rainy weather, shitty weather, stormy weather, this would work great. It's not going to ruin your tackle in those 3 tray tackle boxes. They'll just ruin your tackle in the rain. Won't work. Trust me, I know. It's going to completely destroy it. And so with that being said, when you're beginning fisherman, what I would recommend for, depending on what you're going for. So what I have in here is, say you're going for walleye, okay? What I would use, so say you're just going for walleye, just get a hook, sinker, bobber, throw it out an hour before light, or an hour before night. Well, you could do an hour before light too, that could work. Works great. Slip bobbers, okay? You can use your regular bobber, but these slip bobbers, you can also, if I have it on me, okay? But with the slip bobbers, you have to get these little premium bobber stops, okay? These two go together. We'll do another video how to use these. So you can look up how to use bobber stops and how to put them on, stuff like that. But slip bobbers are to go because you can go from 2 feet to 50 feet, depending. It works great. It'll leave you snagless. You will get, once in a while, get a snag, but all around fishing, you have your regular bobbers that will get you snagged, or you can use these little slip bobbers. You get night ones too, which are good. So I would recommend these things. Anyway, also when you're walleye fishing, you get some deep divers. This is a Rapala deep diver. This thing works great. These things work amazing for walleye when you want to get down. This thing actually goes about 10, 15, actually no, sorry, 8 to 12 feet. And that's for walleye. And you can get bigger ones too. I don't know. Yeah, I got a bigger one too, which goes 20 feet. So bass fishing, I would recommend using frogs. And, you know, all this gear is cheap, guys. Get frogs, get jigs, get stuff like that. You can get combos or little fishing combos. Pick those stuff up, you know, for beginners and for amateurs. You know, start with their tackle box and just, you know, build your way up. And what I would recommend actually for #1 lure to go to is a Mepps. This thing will catch everything: perch, walleye, pike, bass. For a beginner lure, definitely check this out. But I'm not going to go through all my lures. We'll go through that a different day, different video. So I just wanted to give a little heads up. So, you know, you got your lures, you got stuff like that. So when you're out fishing, you're going to have problems, okay? You're going to have snap lines, you're going to have fish swallowing hooks, you're going to have that stuff. And that's where you need pliers, pliers and nail clippers. So the pliers, and I would recommend these. These are Berkley needle nose pliers. And these are good for bass and walleye, perch, crappie. You can get bigger pliers, you know, longer pliers for pike and stuff like that. That's if you're going pike fishing and stuff like that. But these pliers, pay $10 for them, Walmart. I'll put the link down below. Works great. Never had a problem. I've bought crappier. The crappier you go, the more it rusts and stuff. These are rust free, made in China. They work great. You know, you get right in there. It has a little lock mechanism here. You can get it. Put them in right. You can fit in your pocket. You can fit your coat pocket. You can get little a necklace thing and have it going like there. Works easy. Always have it ready to go when you're catching fish because you don't want the fish to die. So remember that. So for line, when you need to snap your line, when you need to, you know, get your line ready to go, I'd recommend nail clippers. I have scissors. I have like 100 of these in my tackle box. Sorry guys. I have like 100 of these in my tackle box, and they're always ready to go because there's constant times where you need to reline anything with your line. These things will go, and this is just for fluorocarbon, easy line to cut. Do not use these for braided line because they're not going to work. Trust me, I tried it. It's not a big thing. Like I said, I don't use braided line. I don't like using braided line. You know, maybe in the future I will use braided line, but the nail clippers won't work for braided line. It's really hard, especially when you got like a 40-pound braided line. So there you go for that one. So what do we got here? We got everything. Yeah, I think we've gone through everything. So that's pretty much it for, you know, going out fishing, stuff like that. It doesn't need to be expensive, guys. When you just go have fun. And you can get cheaper rods and stuff like that. You know, if you're going with your kids, you can get cheaper rods, kids rods, stuff like that. Tackle. A lot of places have combos. So you have like a box like this. Not exactly like this, but sometimes like this. And it'll have all you can get rods that have the bass tackle, the pike tackle, channel cat fish tackle, all that stuff like ready to go. Comes with line. You can use that too. But if you want to get more into fishing, you're like, okay, I want to start doing this. And I actually want to have good gear. I'll do follow-up videos on the gear you should use, like the lures, line, stuff like that. We'll go through all that. But yeah, that's it. You got your net, rod, tackle box, nail clippers, line, all that fun stuff to do. So I know it wasn't the best video about a tutorial, but I'll link everything down below. And remember guys, get out there and fish and stay safe. And remember, right now, stay 6 feet away from everybody because we need to be in quarantine so you can still fish in some parts of the country. In Canada right now, you can still fish, but remember, keep 6 meters. I'd say 6 meters. At least, you know, a 7-foot fishing rod apart from everybody. Yeah, all right, that is it. Take a little last sip of coffee here. And remember, like and subscribe. Catch you guys later.